Good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, we're going to start this right now. We're already in the corner. We are in the corner. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a great celebration. It's the celebration of Women History Month. We are coming live to you, and we are super excited. I don't know, for some reason, it's different. It's our 8th episode. It's your girl, Benji D. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and viewing and streaming on YouTube on the Benji D channel. And we have some great guests for you this evening. We want to thank my daughter, Sydney, for helping with the setup today. Welcome to all the YouTubers, and special shout out as usual to Jaleesa, Jordan, and also little Dial, and everyone all over who are watching Benji D Corner and who are streaming with us live on YouTube. It's a pleasure to be back with you. We are going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. We have such a special month for you this evening, and I had to get the hair a little bit more prepped up because it's a celebration of women, achievement that women who have contributed in society and women who have made their impact in their community, and they are very affluent in their own right. And we are pleased this evening we'll be welcoming 2 special women, one woman of color, African-American woman. She'll talk more about herself, and also our own and only Haitian-American who has a story that's going to really keep you off your toes. So get your, I'd say, get your little napkin, because there's going to be some tears as well, tears of joy, tears of sadness, and also it's going to be a great time this evening with you. Her book just came out. I've been talking about the book for several weeks now. The Other Side of Pen. It was a great read, I must say. It really kept me reading and reading, did not want to stop. We know it's a very special month, and we want to thank each and every one of you. The best gift you can give to this channel and to the corner is really to share with your friends, share with others, tell them we are on, and keep on sharing even after we are pretty much done with the program. We encourage you to do so because that helps a lot when you share. That gives us more on the viewership, and we thank each and every one of you who continuously viewing and watching many of the episodes that we have done so far. And we are very pleased, and we continuously say thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for the support. We truly appreciate it. We cannot do this without you, and I cannot do this alone without my whole team. Alan Daphnis, my producer of all time, who really backs me up, who supports me 100%, and also the lady who puts fire under my feet, the lady who kind of pulled my ears. I like to say that because sometimes I'm like, why do I have to do that? Because this is not my cup of tea. This is her thing. She's a strategist. She knows how this works. She knows how the social media world is, and she knows what's best. And sometimes I have my own little input, and my input cannot go. And I just keep my mouth shut and do as she said. And at the end of the day, it works. It's Let's Boss Talk with Natasha. I want to thank her for all the hard work, for really backing me up. Lewis with Netronics, who really makes all this possible, the whole setup that you see, all the nice image, all the great videos that you watch, and all the guests that look extremely good on the camera. It's thanks to Lewis and Trevor. I want to thank each and everyone and all my advisors. There's so many folks with me who make this podcast possible every single week, that you tune in to join us in this great journey that we are taking with you. It's a great celebration for Women History Month, and we're going to have a nice ride this evening. My guest will be none other than Jeannot, Jesula Jeannot, who has her first publication, The Other Side of Pain. You will hear a lot more about it later on. And also, it will be a privilege to also welcome Ciara Horton, Women of Color, and she's also the editor-in-chief of She's E magazine and also Ease E magazine. So they're both going to share so much of their journey and how they created what they have created and how they are contributed in our society in a very, very positive and impactful way. Really, I'm so pleased to always be with you and sharing this platform. I could not thank you enough. Merci de tout cœur. I really, truly appreciate it. And this is where you could be yourself. This is where you could open up. And I say it quite often. This program is broadcasted as it comes. It's raw, it's real, it's unscripted. My guests, there's no rehearsing right before they come on the program. I just know their information and I come and I just let them be themselves and let them be real, let them be authentic, because that's what will make the special program, and that's what will give the great feedback. And this way, you, as the audience, can relate to what they're showing, because each and every one of us have a special story to tell. Let's go back a little bit about history for Women History Month. It started such way back. It's thankful to Wanda's co-creator, founder of Women History Month, Molly McGregor. She was an educator. She started with the National Women History Project, then became the National Women's History Alliance that started. She wrote the plan in 1978. Then several presidents got involved with the history. A celebration started in 1981 when Congress authorized the president to proclaim the week of March 7th. For the next 5 years, it had to become the Women History Month. From the Women History Month, then they did an additional petition that was done by the National History Project in 1987. Then Congress designated in March 1987, they just designated the month as Women History Month. Additionally, more resolutions were passed. They requested the president to proclaim March each year consecutively as Women History Month. As of 1995, more proclamations were issued by presidents annually to celebrate contribution of women in the U.S. for making their mark and recognizing the specific achievement in many fields these women have done as contributed to the society. And that's where we are now, where we have our Women's History Month. And also, additionally, we also have our International Day for Women, where women all over the world are celebrated for their volunteering work that they do, where they really, they give themselves, they give their input, they make something phenomenal in giving their volunteering work and really getting out of their comfort zone and doing something major for their society. That's the special day for Women International Day. But we also have in the US Women's History Month that we celebrate with everyone in America. And since then, that has become the Women History Month, where you usually see they talk a lot about several women for what they have done and their achievement in the society. So it's truly a great day today, and it's truly a celebration. We know how hard our women work. We know there's so much more work to be done, and they are worth to be celebrated for, because I'm pretty sure back in the days, myself as a woman wouldn't have the opportunity to be hosting like that, because quite often it was always men. Men had the power, men had the say. But over the years, we were able to vote, we were able to do so much more. And as you can see, as you know, the history that's been in the making for the first time in the US, then we eventually have the first vice female Black president for the first time. And there are so many firsts for every various, I must say, field in different communities. It's happening, and women still have to continue fighting, continue doing the fight. We want to thank all the viewers that are in Haiti watching, and we have the special, wonderful lady, Tanisha. It's always a pleasure to say her name because she's all the way in South Carolina, and she always tune in and watch. And I promise you, one of these days, she will be on the platform to share with you what she's doing up there. I'm really pleased every time I mention her name, and I think that's a great journey she's having in South Korea. Good evening, Tanisha. And we want to thank our sponsors for making this possible, our supporters, JD and Associate for tax, personal, and business tax for about 20 years of experience. JD can help you, 561-376-0220. And also, if you'd like to learn bookkeeping and accounting, JD Technical Institute, it's in Palm Beach. You can call 561-376-0290. We want to thank the support of Lalby Masnikoff and Associate, 561-598-7120. Beanie's Lemonade, you could pre-order, and especially now, we know the temperature kind of fluctuate a bit, so you want to have the best taste of the Creole twist of lemonade. I continuously say this is the best lemonade, you know. You can't get any better than that because it's the Creole twist and it's the special, parce que il y a plusieurs types de Creole. There's several types of Creole, but it's the Haitian Creole, so we know. So we say we're the best. I don't know why, but everyone is the best, but we think we're the best. So that's what makes it special. And we have New York in the house. Max, good evening, Max. Thank you for watching. Ooh, that's another tough one who gets very tough with me to make this really well every single time and make the best of this program. Good evening, Max. And also we want to say hello to Mommy Solange, who's in Long Island. There's so many. And also a special someone who's in Haiti and who's viewing and watching. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Okay. I gotta catch my breath. If I went a little fast today, tell me to slow down because it's an exciting time. It's an exciting program, and I've been waiting for this for so many years to welcome this superb one lady, and you can imagine why I'm all smiles. It's just like I could not wait for that day. We're gonna toss around those other papers. I just could not wait for that special day. I want to thank my coach. The muscles are growing. Coach Andy, Kids Fitness Gym. You guys want to look good, women, ladies. There's no doubt about this one. Because look at this. Those are real. I got JJ just smiling in the background. It's real. He makes it happen. Coach Andy, Kids Fitness Gym. Virtual because I still have not been live at the gym, so I'm still working out, watching his videos and training with him. So you want a great coach making you look good like I do. Over 40s, ladies. That's the way you do it. All right, let's get back to business. Wow, it is great to have my wonderful, the one and only, the author, speaker, activist. I could not wait. The other side of pen. This is the day you have been waiting for, but you cannot welcome her without having the great voice of Mr. Alan Daphnis and also Stanley Toussaint of L'Acole. So let's go ahead and do this for you quickly, and this way that could give you a better idea how we're going to welcome her on our platform for you this evening. It is a pleasure to welcome her very soon, shortly.
Let's gather from all around the globe and join a Benji D Corner as we share the untold stories of individuals that have impacted society in their own right. Presented by renowned broadcast journalist Benji D. Turn to the corner every week for great talk, creating good vibes as we discover new transformations and great conversations. Watch Benji D Corner on Facebook and YouTube, streaming live, showcasing community stories that affluent our lifestyle. And now, welcome Benji D, the voice, and her various guests.
Yes, you're turning to my corner, to the corner. It's a pleasure. I see the smile. A wow. It's a wow. It's always a wow, and I'm always glad. I'm always thrilled to welcome my guests. They make the time in their busy schedule to share this platform with you, to be in the corner, and in the corner we share so much more. Miss JJ Jeannot. I must say, happy belated birthday. She just celebrated her birthday. You could tell something about the March folks. There's something extra special about them, would you say? Did you hear me? Yeah, there's something about the March people. I don't know. Maybe somebody's a March person. Maybe that's why she's talking like that. She has some birthday coming up very soon. Before we start, I must tell everyone, JG Jeannot is 22 years old, Haitian American, immigrated to the U.S. at 8 or 9 years old, if I'm correct. Is it 8 or 9, Ms. JJ?
10.
Were you 8 or were you 9?
I was 10 years old.
Yeah, I knew that I made a mistake. I was like, no, I think it was 8. I think it was 9. I didn't want to go back in the book and read again. You know? So after the earthquake, the major earthquake in Haiti, 2010, a few years later, she immigrated here. JJ became this great activist, author, speaker, and she has a first published book, The Other Side of Pain, that you're going to hear much more about. And she also graduated from Florida State University in Tallahassee with a bachelor in international affairs. JJ has such a resume, and it was kind of like, which one do I pick? Because this is a young lady who has traveled throughout the States, who had done speaking and engagement in front of several thousands of people. And the most interesting part, she still remains so humble, so much humility. And how can a 22 years old young lady carry so much already? So, world, I must say, watch out. JJ, it's a pleasure. It's an honor. There's no words to describe, but thank you. Thank you. I am thankful to having you, and I've been waiting for that day for years. It's a pleasure. Welcome.
Thank you, Benji. It's always an honor being in your presence and your energy, and I'm very excited. Like you said, I don't know what the questions will be, but I'm very excited to be as authentic and as open as I can be in your show. So thank you for having me.
You're giving me a little feedback. I don't know if you may lower your volume a bit. I'm getting a little feedback from you.
You want me to lower the volume?
Yes, because I'm getting some feedback. I don't think it's on my end because mine is a lot lower. You could speak now.
How about now?
Still a little feedback. Like on cacophonie un peu.
I put it down.
You could put it down a little bit more.
I think it's not the computer, it's the setup that I'm using that may be causing that.
Okay, that's giving us the echoing that we're having.
Yeah.
We want to thank Crystal Even Hall for making this possible for all your events, your graduation parties, Crystal Even Hall. I think right now we're just going to kind of deal with it, try to speak and see.
Okay, is it still going?
It's still going. Let me try to lower my volume to see if it helps better. What about now?
I hear you better, so I cannot hear what you're doing.
Okay.
So I'm not
okay,
sure.
so it's better. Okay, I lower mine, and I think now it sounds a bit better.
Perfect.
So our audio is not kind of like crossing. How are you feeling today? How are you?
I'm feeling very excited and nervous at the same time.
Come on, you can't be nervous in my presence. You can't be nervous in that platform. Nobody should be nervous, it's fun. We have a great time and we just share great conversation. It's a good vibe. So there's nothing to be nervous about. It's just like we're sitting at a restaurant and we're having a talk.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Yes. I have to tell everyone, when I met this young lady, I was in an audience at Scholar Career Coaching with Miss Len Gasson. Shout out to you, Miss Len, who organized get together every year, a yearly luncheon where she gives a scholarship to several graduate of high school. And she has this great mentoring program. And JJ was a guest speaker, and I was blown away. And I said, I got to know this kid. And since then, I just never stopped following her. And I've told her for years, you got to give me an interview because I know you're going to go so far. And she's already going so far. Let's start. Come on. Let's kind of not be so. Come on. You deserve all that.
Thank you.
You work for it.
Thank you so
work for
much,
it.
Angie.
And that was so many years ago when that happened. I think you were like 18.
I was so little. I remember I had my suit and bow ties.
Yeah, your little bow tie. And I had taken a picture because I knew she was going to become this, superb, phenomenal young lady. I'm like, I got to take a picture so she can remember me when the name is circulating all around the world. Now let's get in the book, JJ. Tell me how you came up with the title, The Other Side of Pain, and why?
Okay, perfect. That's a great question. I knew, thank you. I knew that I wanted to put my story out there, but at first I started because it was a healing process for me. I knew that I went through so much and that I didn't have time to process my traumas. So I started as writing a little diary to myself, and I realized that the other side of my pain, the other side of all of my traumas is a place of healing. And that's a consistent thing that I must continue doing. And I was like, wow, I want to write a book. And it sounds like it was the perfect time because sometimes we tend to fall victim of our past or what we've been through. We don't think about what's in the other side. So I think that's where I came up with the name, where let's not focus about in our past and let's go to the other side. What about the other side of pain? There is happiness, there is success, there is healing, there is so much more positivity than staying in the negative part of that other side.
Well, that really answers the question very well, because as I was reading the book and I was going through and I kept on reading pages, and I'm like, the other side of pain. I never got the meaning until I was done. And at the end, you wrote the other side of pain, healing. I was like, oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. That was really good because I didn't quite understand what was it about, what could be on the other side of pain. So I personally thought probably several other issues or whatever it may be that was the other side of something, then you were going to come up with something we had no idea. And I was like, well, okay, she was referring to healing. So I think that was very clever when I
Thank
read that, in the book. um, in the book you mentioned a lot where your grieving moment because the earthquake affected you a lot, and you share so much about your love for Haiti. You call Haiti this darling, and you're so patriotic about your native country and your friendship with Dafka, this young lady. Or did she die in your arm, or did she die under the rubbles? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, so I was 8 going to be 9 when the earthquake happened. Let's say maybe 9. I was 9 already when the earthquake happened. Um, Dafkar was my best friend. If you read the book, you will get a more idea. I kind of describe who Dafkar was and what she does. She was older than me, I think a couple of years older than me. Um, but we used to live in a two-story house. I was in the second floor and she was on first floor. And when the earthquake happened, my floor collapsed on hers. Um, so it was the most traumatic thing that I had to experience. Being able to hear your best friend crying and you so young and you so shocked, you don't know what's happening and you don't know how to help. And nobody around knew how to help. It was the most unexplainable things that I had to experience. Even till this day, it's something when somebody asked me how I could describe it, I never was able to because I feel like nobody will understand. You had to be there for you to see what happened. But I use as many words as possible in the book to try to give people a description of how I see it happening, how I couldn't help, and how other people couldn't help. But it was the most traumatic experience that I had to experience being 9 years old.
But you kind of talk about this, I must say, this guilt that you have. You felt like if only you were with her that day, because you usually go and meet with her, that would have not happened because she told you to come in and you were still inside doing something.
Yes. So what
That's what.
happened? So what happened? Me and that car, she was such a person who had a schedule. It's like, oh, we're going to school. Right after school, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we had to go on the schedule. But me, I always follow the schedule. I always excited, but I love shows. So whenever like in Haiti, we don't get electricity 24/7. So whenever there is some electricity that come in, sometimes I get excited. I get tempted to turn on the TV and watch some of the shows, which she doesn't like because we usually watch them together. But that day, January 12, 2010, I decided the electricity came in. I decided to turn on the TV and I was supposed to go meet her downstairs, but I didn't. And suddenly the earthquake happened. And I blamed myself because maybe would have been out the house if I did go down on time. Maybe she would still be alive, just like I'm alive. Because the house is what's collapsed. I think Iran wasn't as bad. It was just that house. Maybe, like I always wonder, what if I was 2 minutes on time and just so we can walk down, will she still be alive? But I knew that's something that was out of my control too. So writing the book as well was a way of healing for me to realize there was nothing that I could have done because I didn't only lose that car. People lost thousands of people. So I had to come to that understanding. But as human, you get to question what ifs.
So you went through that ordeal because back in the days, the time I grew up in Haiti, I'm pretty sure Max can relate. We had electricity 24/7. We didn't go through that ordeal. It was
Wow.
pretty different. So playing outside and playing hopscotch, like you wrote in the book, and playing hide and seek, Abjoué those type of game, it was amazing for us because we didn't go in the darkness back home. And it's kind of amazing when you hear youngsters like you that dealt with that, where you can count your blessing when the time you get electricity. You
That's
know,
how it was for me.
um, I can imagine. In page 44, you wrote that to your therapist. The therapist told you stop living for your father. What did that mean?
Um, Growing up, when I came after the earthquake, I'm not saying I was forced to come live to the United States, but I think that was the only option due to the fact that I was sick and the US was a better situation for me, anyways. So, but I never had a prior relationship with my father before. Um, so I came to the US, and as the only girl that in the family, I always try to accommodate, to find a way to build a relationship, but it never worked. And I feel like if in the book also I would how I try to overbook myself. Everything that I do, I try to be an expert at it, just so my just so I could hear my father say he's proud of me, but that never happened. Um, Even when I went to college, I tried my best to get good grades, get involved to the point that I forgot to take care of my mental health because I was trying to create a persona. Maybe if I am successful, maybe if I am on social media doing this and that, maybe my father will see me and call me and text me and say, "Hey, JJ, I see you. I'm proud of you." But it never happened.
But
And
your father also had two boys.
I
You
have
tried to
three. I have three brothers.
emulate the
I
boys.
have three brothers. Yes.
So at some point you wrote in the book, you felt like if you were a boy, your father would have acted differently towards you.
Yes, I did. And if you, when you met me, you remember I used to be very masculine. I used to dress very masculine. I always have my bow ties, although I don't 100% blame my father for the way I used to dress. But I think in the back of my mind, I wanted the same comfort that my little brothers and my older brother get from him. Maybe if I look and act like them, maybe we could have built a relationship. But it never happened that way.
How's your relationship with your father now?
Still the same. And I think the reason why I wrote in the book, I think prior it wouldn't hurt me, but right now it's something that I had to understand. I think I remember a part, you cannot blame and punish other people for somebody else's lack of capacity to love. And that's something that I mentioned in the book. And I do not blame my father, but I blame myself for hoping that he will find different way of loving me. Um, like I said, I'm not going to find an excuse for him, but um, I cannot keep forcing myself and overwork myself for somebody to be there and be a father for me. So I just have
It's,
to move on.
it's a kind of life goes on type of thing.
Exactly.
All right. The situation with your father, you just dealt with it and cope with it and accept it for what it is.
For what it is.
And hope one of these days your father would turn around.
Hopefully, hopefully. But I am not going to force it.
When you came to the US at such a young age, you did not speak English. You went in the sixth grade. But you did so many extraordinary move. I thought I was blown when I heard you speak at that luncheon. But reading the book, I'm like, oh my God, those are the extra special things that I could tell about this young lady. You perfected English after a few semesters. You were in intensive reading, then you were getting A's and B's. Then you even asked to skip a grade. But explain to the audience the thing that's amazing to me that you did. I want them to hear
Okay,
it from you.
perfect, perfect. But before I go to that, I wanted to tell the people who are listening and watching that my mindset had to be different from a lot of other people because I had a second chance in life. I saw my life literally flash right before me, and I watched somebody that I really cared about die as a such young age. So even when I was so young coming to the US, I knew that whatever opportunity that's presented, I must be ready to catch it. So my mindset wasn't, oh, I'm gonna come to the US, I'm gonna explore, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do. My first mindset is I'm going to grab every single opportunity that is presented, and I'm gonna work 10 times harder than anybody by me because I know what I want. When I got there, of course, it wasn't easy because nobody will see my vision. First of all, I have a big language barrier, but my vision still today remained the same. The same little girl that I was, my vision never changed. It's just more evolution. When I got here in sixth grade, I remember when my father was signing me up, they say sixth grade. I was very smart. I understand what sixth grade means. But I'm like, oh my God, like I already passed this class in Haiti. Why are they putting me back in sixth grade? But I didn't speak English and I didn't know how to communicate that with my father. So I just accepted. And I knew the only way for me to get out of that situation was for me to master English, for me to maintain A's and B's, for me to do well in my classes. So that's what I did. Every day after school, I would go on Google Translate. I would write everything in French and Creole and translate it in English. And by the time I was going to be done with sixth grade, I wrote a letter to the principal of my school. And I say, hey, you are going to give me that opportunity to go to eighth grade next year, and I'm going to make you a promise. That promise is I will make one of the highest FCAT grade, more than a lot of people in the eighth grade. And I challenged her, and she listened. And luckily, I skipped seventh grade. I went to eighth grade by just taking that leap, by just believing that I have the capacity and the same knowledge that all the other kids had, and I just had to push myself.
Can you hear me, JJ?
Now I can hear you. At first, I couldn't hear you.
Learning process. What I said to you, are you sure you didn't eavesdropping and see me speaking out loud and having the next question about the FCAT?
Oh no.
that makes my job a lot easier. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But talk about how for a young kid who you had the language barrier, English was an issue, and here you are so bold. You're writing letters to principal and guidance counselors and telling them what you expect. What was that? I mean,
For
what was
me,
your mind that
it's
you think you pull it?
the way I was raised in Haiti. I think it's everything. Everything that I am here in the US is because of how I was brought up in Haiti. I remember growing up in Haiti, my mom didn't have much, but she always makes sure that we never look like what we're going through. We never look like what's happening around us. And I've always been able to advocate for myself. Even in Haiti, when my mom couldn't pay private school for me, I would literally stand in front of those private school and beg the directors and say, hey, I'm very smart. Can you please at least let me sit in your class and you will see? And I've done that before. It's not something that was new for me. I know how to fight for myself. So when I was in the US, and the fact that it was for free, I was going to school for free, and I know I had the capability. I knew I could learn, so there was nothing that could stop me. And I knew in life, when you ask something, it's either yes or no. So I didn't expect her to say, "Oh yes, I'm going to skip your grade." I just knew that I had what it takes to be in eighth grade, and I would the letter. And like I mentioned in the book, that leap of faith came to fruition.
You handle several leadership roles. Is there something in the horizon for JJ later on? I know that should be a last question, but you were class president in high school, junior, senior class president. Then you've been in the organization strong. You've been the face for the bullying organization. You've done so many. What is it about those leadership roles that you like to take?
I love learning. I love being in an environment where I can bring myself. I love being able to show people that their past doesn't define them. And in the future, I hope that I can do something in my community, something even more in my community. I don't want to speak too much on it, but what I've been thinking for so long, and I've been preparing myself as well. But right now, but right now I'm just taking everything in and learning. Like I said, I love learning. I love watching and prepare myself for the next step in my life.
You talk about this professor, teacher, Miss Lulu. What did she mean to you in the AVID program? If you could
Yeah.
explain what's the AVID program.
Yes.
For the
So
viewers.
Miss Lulis, I call her Mama Lulu. Miss Lulis is my AVID elective teacher when I was in high school. AVID means Advancement via Individual Determination, which is a program that helps high school students prepare for college and apply for scholarship. Make sure like you take those AP classes in high school. Make sure they push you to find your best version of yourself as a student, especially kids who are at disadvantage, like kids like me who knew that I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know how. Who knew that I
How
wanted
much money did you have?
how much what
How much money did you have?
in scholarship?
Oh, okay. It wasn't scholarship.
I didn't have a lot. I didn't have any money. So because Miss Lulis helped me apply for all these scholarship in colleges, I was able to get more than $40,000 of scholarship without counting financial aids.
That
And
was more like a rhetorical question.
I do not have much money. I do
you,
not have much money.
you were really blessed. Then you talk about also the CARE program, Center for Academic Advancement. You got into.
Yes, the care program also very similar, but it's for college student. They literally take you in as a freshman and give you the guidance that you need financially, mentally, provide you with counseling and provide you with everything that you need in order to be successful and graduate college. And it literally changed my life. This program is amazing, and I always encourage young people, especially first generation students, to take advantage of it and um, um, being a part of FSU, finding a place where you feel like you belong, finding a place where there are so many other students who have the same dreams, who came from similar backgrounds, is something that motivated me to be involved and stay focused as well.
You were so involved at some point. You mentioned in the book that you were involved in so many organizations and your grades were getting affected. But even if you were smiling, but deep inside there was the depression and the anxiety. Is it the past that caused all the depression, anxiety, the situation with dad, and the transition in culture shock? And what was it exactly?
It's everything. Imagine after the earthquake, we just moved on like nothing happened. I'm not saying the people outside, but the survivors had to move on. Nobody really, when you think of the earthquake, people only talk about the people who passed away, but they never really pay attention to the survivors, the people who are here, the people who
The
experienced the
ones that are
shock.
traumatisés un peu, those that are traumatized.
You're traumatized, and the fact that I had to move on and put these in a corner and I never talk about them. And all I did was, what's next? Let's keep moving. And at one time it catch up to me. And I think that's what happened when you get to college and you're doing so much things. And at one place, like, why am I even doing this? Like, how am I even doing this? And something in you, I know that I mentioned in the book, it wasn't a sadness. It just was a feeling of emptiness that I felt. It wasn't that, oh, I'm sad. I was the most happiest person you will meet. But at night I couldn't sleep, and I for that I overwork, I overbook myself. I'm doing so much more, and I knew that I needed help. I knew that that was not a right way to cope with my traumas.
You've been in so many organizations, I could not even name them because this little platform won't even be enough if I start enumerating all the different organizations you've been. But one of the most interesting thing in the book that kept me smiling, and I said, "Oh, I find someone who so dearly love this culture of mine, the Haitian culture." You go so deep in saying you met the brothers and sisters. You were in HCC at the university, the Haitian Cultural Club. What did
Yes.
that make such impact internally on you so much?
HCC made such an impact in me because as a Haitian, I'm always, especially when I was in school, I was the most cultured person in my group. And when I went to FSU, having a group where we can joke, we can mix food together, enjoy the music, go to some cultural stuff together, and the friends that I made, the way we connect was in a deeper level that I feel like other people wouldn't get it. Um, my closest friends are from this organization, and I love them dearly. And the way I develop a passion for the dance, for the culture, for what we have, and because as much as I mentioned in the beginning of the book that I love Haiti, I was very young, so I get to learn about Haiti and Haitian culture when I came to college. Actually, as much as I explain my love, is because of what I see, not because of what I experience. So I experienced Haiti in America through the Haitian Cultural Club. So that's why I'm forever grateful to the way that they didn't let me lose sight of me. They didn't let me lose sight of my heritage. They pushed me to stay focused and embrace it.
You had me smiling a lot when I was, and I'm still smiling hearing you say that because it goes deep in the heart, to the core, to my roots. Because quite often in college and in the university, whatever papers that I'm doing, everything is always about Haiti. And even there would be some other Haitians like, where did you get that information about Haiti? And I tell them, I'm sorry, the Haiti where I grew up, that's what I know about it. And then professors, well, some will correct me, and I would get up and I'd say, no, what you wrote about Haiti, that's not what it is.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
I know the truth.
Even the books are different because I grew up where education was word of mouth, and because my mom didn't have the money to send me to big school, so it's what she experienced. That was the way I learned about Haiti, and I
So
think
we
that
grew up, but
that's
we,
the purest form. To me, that was the
yeah,
purest form of education that I could get. And
not
but
only
being
that,
able to balance those with like, okay, this is what you're learning in the US, but this is what I got. This is what my mama told me.
yeah. And also, mom always said you have that dignity, this prestigious way that you're growing up and knowing your worth and you're confident and you believe in yourself. And this is how we've been brought up, and to never put your head down and stand
Exactly.
out for yourself. And that's what I see in you as a young lady who still carry that. It did not matter what you had. It did not matter the economic status. None of it mattered. It did not matter there was a language barrier, but you were willing to go forward and make yourself stand out and go even beyond those that are native here, that it's actually their language, and express yourself. And now you have written a book. And I know sooner or later that's going to be New York bestseller,
Oh,
guaranteed.
thank you. Thank
Mark
you.
my word.
Thank you.
But it's really great, and your story is pretty amazing. I encourage everyone to pick a copy. They could go on Amazon. They could go on your Instagram, JJ Jeannot. They could get a lot more information. And you have a book signing coming up this
Yes,
weekend.
Saturday. Yes, I'm very
Wow.
excited.
Okay. And you want to share information about that?
Yes, I'll be having my first book signing Saturday, the 6th. The information are in my Instagram. It will be in Fort Lauderdale. I'm very excited to have leaders from the communities come in and actually share where the idea of the book go more in details and why I decided to write the book. So if you
I
in town
mean,
to
question.
come,
You have a powerhouse who's going to be hosting the city commissioner. How did you get her? It's so hard for me to find her and get her.
just like I
You
met
should give
you,
her a
I
call for me.
just like I met you, I met Christina too, and we've built a relationship since I was very young, and she always believed in me, and I always look up to her. So being able to have her as my host is something that is dear to my heart, and I always want to show the young people that you can build connection, you can build network with people who are and position that you want to see yourself. And that's what I did. I never let my age define the relationship that I had with leaders in the community. I'm always there, and I'm always put myself in their level. So when I need them or when they need me, it's something that we can work out.
You talk a lot about love in the book as well, and you talk about your mom that you shocked for a post that was on Facebook.
Yes.
Is mom okay now?
Mom is okay. Mom was being, like I mentioned in the book, she wasn't really worried about me, but she was worried about society, what people would think, and how people would see her as a mother. And a lot of Haitian, they take pride in the way they raise their kids. And a lot of, especially those who grew up in Haiti, they know that some people do not like certain things. So they want to be able, oh, this is my daughter. I did that. I raised her right. And for me to come out to my mom wasn't sitting right with her. And it was, I know I'm gonna still love you, but will others do? How will other people see me being a mother? But I knew that that's a fight that I had to fight for my own, and that's something she had to deal on her own. So what I did is I give her space, and I literally felt like my relationship with my mother was going apart because we had such a tight relationship, but after that Facebook post, I felt like my mom was being distant with me, and I realized we both needed the space to realize how we're gonna move forward. And I knew that she would always love me as a daughter, but I wanted her to accept the full version of me, the full me.
That you have a different sexual orientation.
Exactly. And it didn't even take her a week to say, oh, Upapwelem, so you're not going to call me. So it literally didn't take her a week to realize I miss my daughter. I want my daughter to be in my life. So I don't care what people think. I'm still going to accept my daughter. So that makes me happy.
JJ, we could spend all night talking. He said, are you going to invite me to your next big, huge, I must say, public engagement that you would have besides just the book signing?
Yes, I would definitely do. COVID, I'm trying to make sure like people are taking precaution, and I don't want to put anybody's in danger. But definitely when COVID slow down, I will, you're on my list.
Please, please don't forget me.
Of course not.
You wrote some great poems. I know you're going to come back again because there's so much more to share on the platform with you. I must tell the viewers she will come back. She'll come back. And I hope you could be a regular because there's so much you could share with many of our youngsters and our high school student and college student and parents as well. And so much we can learn and discover. And at the end of your book, you have some great poems, My Crown, Some Days, To the Girl I Used to Be. So I'd like for you to come back and bring me the poet next time.
Oh, definitely. I would love to do so.
I thought that was really beautiful because last week I had a spoken word artist, Amoret Lomil Epiphany, and her poetry was like a spoken words. It was so poignant. It was really
Wow,
deep.
that's amazing. I love spoken word poetry.
Yeah, yeah. Who inspired you to write like that? You talk about Edwidge Dotika, or a novelist. Edwidge Dotika.
It was always Edwidge Dandika. The way it's something about her. The way she take pride in Haiti too. And I wanted to look up to somebody that take pride in who we are, where we come from. And for me, it was nobody else but Edwidge Dandika, someone that I could relate to. And I don't know. It's everything. Like one of her book, it's called Click Crack. I put that in the book as well. It's everything. The way she write, the way she let herself feel the emotion, the way she's so vulnerable with her words. And I wanted to
Great storyteller.
Exactly. I wanted to be like that. So.
And I think that's the way it is in the book. I must tell everyone I read the book. It takes you in the story. And there are times you kind of get a little bit teary, and there are times you're like smiling. And great job. Continue writing.
Thank you.
And I wish you great success with that first publication.
Thank you. Thank you so
much. Much love.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Benji.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Have a wonderful night. This was JJ Jeannot. She wrote the book, The Other Side of Pain, meaning healing. Check out a copy of her book. It's well written. It's from the heart, and it talks a lot about her love for Haiti. She's very patriotic in the book as well. Her experience with her mother, her brothers, and her father. Thank you for watching this superb conversation that we just had with JJ Jeannot. I want to thank each and everyone. Keep on sharing. Keep on sharing the program with your friends, with your family. The best you could do for us is really a share and a like. Should also like. Not only share, you gotta like also. So we like the likes and we like the share. You click share and you click like. Those are the two that we require. Uh, and we say to everyone, we will not ask you for any type of donation. We don't like it. But if you'd like to donate, we would encourage you to donate to several organizations, Haitian organization and other organization of whoever will participate in our program that are helping those that are in need. Cœur d'Espoir with Kelly and Jean-Baptiste. You could support that organization. There's also Frank and Elna Francois Foundation you can support as well. And Color of Hope, you can also support those organizations that are doing a great job in the community. We encourage you, if you'd like to support us in a different way, you go ahead and support this organization. This way, more kids will be helped, more kids will be fed in Haiti, more kids will get an opportunity to go to school, and more people here that are in need will get great help in the community. Thank you for continue watching. And we have our special powerhouse lady in the background. She's been waiting. I must thank her for her patience as we are done with our first guest, Miss JJ Jeannot, Jesula Jeannot, Haitian American speaker, writer. But we also have a woman of color, African American, Ciara Horton. I am so pleased, so happy to have her with me today on this platform. We know how we do it. We make sure that we get the great voice of my producer, Alan Daphnis of 4Diaspora TV and general manager of WPPR 1340 AM, and the voice of Stanley Toussaint. So we're going to go ahead and let you listen to that great message everyone really like to listen to that. We should be back with our guests in just a few minutes for you. We're going to welcome Ciara Horton, who's with us this evening. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, for continuing to share Benji D Corner have in the corner. We're not going to take time. We've been making her wait. This is it. Good evening. Welcome, Ms. Ciara Horton. It's a pleasure to have you. Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening. Thank you.
This,
I
this
can.
is
I
the day
can. Are
I've
you
been
able to
waiting
hear
for.
me?
I can hear you very well. I must share with the audience. Ciara Horton
I
is
know
a
it.
wonderful. Is this wonderful woman of color. She calls herself a God-fearing wife. That means a woman of faith, a mother of two girls, creator and editor-in-chief of She's E magazine, an electronic digital magazine, and also Ease E magazine. She shared great stories about minority women, women of color, and men of color who are making success in a way to motivate the mass, to inspire more people of color to be successful, because we know most often we don't get to be showcased, and this is what this wonderful, great woman do. It's a pleasure having you. Can you hear me, Ciara? Hello,
I'm
can you
so
hear me?
excited to be here, Benji. I was so excited. I can. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, you kind of in and out a bit.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm sorry. It seems like my. Yeah,
I
I'm
think it has,
sorry.
I think it has to
I
do with
don't
your
know what's going on. I'm
connection.
on Wi-Fi, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on with my
Yeah,
signal?
your connection is not as strong as mine. I think that's what it is. But we're gonna do our best, you know. We overcome every obstacle, so we are still here. So we're gonna deal with it as it is. Can you hear me? It could be the capacity of your wireless. It's possibly for this system. It's possibly not strong enough. You kind of froze there. I'm not sure. What I would suggest to you, um, Get out, get off, log on again, and that should be better. All right, I'll remove you. Go ahead and get off and log on again. We're having some technical difficulty with our guest. She's gonna go ahead and log off and come back on again. You're watching and viewing, streaming on the Benji D Corner on YouTube. Thank you for watching and share, share, share. Click like and share. Click like and share. And thank you to everyone for watching. And thank you to those who are in Haiti, in the native land, Haiti. Thank you guys. And also those who are in New York and our viewers in Canada, Tanisha in South Korea. And thank you, everyone. This program has been brought to you by support of JD and Associate Technical Institute for your tax. You have a business, you want an accountant that can get your tax done. So especially you don't want any trouble with Uncle Sam, RS, call 561-376-0220. Almost 20 years of experience. You can really hold your books and do your books. There's also a technical institute. You can learn accounting and bookkeeping, 561-376-0220. Beanies Lemonade, we are a proud ambassador of Beanies. You could get your Beanies in any location throughout Palm Beach County, in Bravo Supermarket, Jumbo Supermarket, and also Union Discount Market in Delray Beach, Baba's Restaurant in Delray Beach, and also in Lake Coif, Le Bon Goût Restaurant in Lake Coif, and Boynton Shell, the restaurant. You could get the beanies all over. You can get your beanies. I encourage you to go ahead and pick up a bottle of beanies for a good taste, a real taste. Our guest is trying to join. I think we're gonna go ahead and try it now. If you have babies, you need cute little clothes, OMG babies. If you need a notary, 24/7, you have a document that needs to be notarized, go ahead on the YouTube, on the IG, and you could get your document notarized ASAP. Lucy Graphic, if you'd like a website done, she can help you at a very economical price, very reasonable price. Go on the IG and you can contact her. Thank you to my publicist, Natasha with Les Boss Talk. Thank you to Lois with Netronics if you want your system installed. Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to go ahead and try to welcome Miss Ciara. I think now it's much better. Can you hear me? Are we still having issues?
Hi, Benji. Yeah, I do apologize. I don't know. Yeah, I'm on the Wi-Fi, but it's been working all day. I have no idea what's going on with it. I'm so sorry.
You know things happen. You know things happen. I have my mental health counselor, Miss Cynthia Lubin Nicola. She said, "Hi, Queen." We have many queens watching at this moment. They're watching other queen. It's a big celebration of Women's History Month, and I'm so pleased to have you in my platform today. How are you? We hope the Wi-Fi is going to be good. We hope it's kind of doing funny stuff again. We hope it's going to work. Can you hear me very well? You may have to where you plug in.
I can hear you, but I can see
you can hear me,
that
but
it's
can
like
you hear me?
buffering. Like I said,
Okay, it's freezing. Okay, now I can see you clearly. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think the type of system, if it's not strong,
I can see.
You can see? I can see you. Okay, are we gonna try?
I can see.
Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's try to use just the microphone without the image, and I can hear you. We could always plug your picture afterward. There's always a way to fix whatever it is the issue is. We can also fix it. I would say leave your mic on, and this way I can hear you, even if I cannot see you. We can go ahead and do it this way. Are you there? Technical difficulty. We know how it is, technical difficulty. Are you there? Ciara, are you there? Ciara. I'd say go back again, try to Log off again. I'm gonna log you off, and we'll try again. But this time, okay, she's gone. Go ahead and watch. Come back on, Ciara, but do not put the visual. Just use the mic. And I think possibly with the mic, the capacity of your wireless should work without using the actual visual. Probably it does not support the program because I would say Lewis and Trevor hooked me up. So you need a strong internet connection to stream on this program. That could be what the issue is. She's tried and she's probably going to try again. I know you watching and she's going to try to see if she could go on. I'd say get back and try to log on. I'm going to get in contact with her through the phone. What I gotta say, try to join without just with the microphone. Join with the microphone. Join with the microphone. No visual. You know how these things go with the internet connection. I've been through it at the beginning of the program. So I'm no stranger with the difficulties of all these technical issues. Okay, yeah, she's gonna try to come on without the visual, but we'll just get to hear Ciara Horton, and this way we could continue with the program. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. And as you know me, I'm very patient. I don't give up. I do not give up, and just everyone bear with me, bear with me, bear with me, so we could have our next guest, Ciara Horton. She's going to try. Okay, I'm going to add her with no image. All right, can you hear me, Ciara? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, so we go ahead. You see, there's always a way. There's always when you go to the
I'm sorry.
when,
I'm so
when you,
sorry.
that's okay. When you go to the front door and you have some issues, you try to go on the side and you go to the back door. So in the corner, you got to master the corner. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're mastering the corners. There's no obstacle that's
Absolutely.
big enough. Nothing's going to stop
Absolutely.
us. All right. I can
I'm
hear you. So we'll deal with that and we'll put the picture later.
okay.
My great technician, Lewis and Trevor, will set me up and plug in your picture somewhere on the
Okay.
recording at some
Sounds
point.
good.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's your capacity. It does not it cannot with that particular program. You have to have a strong internet connection to stream
Mhm.
on it. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Well, it is great. It is great having you, and you are doing. You're such a leader in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men and women that you've been portraying on your magazine. I must say you are doing a great job.
Thank
Can you
you.
hear me?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I
you
can.
do.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. The audio is really great. It's really great.
Okay.
What inspired you to start off this
Okay. Awesome.
magazine, this online magazine? How did you come about studying and creating She and Easy magazine?
So I
Are you there, Ciara?
I love to read. I love reading. I've always been a bookworm. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You could go on. You can continue. Yes.
I love reading, and it was just a vision that God gave me, and it's that's how it off. She is, and I just did my research and figured out, okay, let's try to create this magazine, and that's what I've done as far as She is concerned. Came about last year. I really wasn't going to. I had discussed it with my husband, and I pushed it off because I was like, I have way too much going on. But I had a nudge with the publicist that I've collaborated with before, and he sort of pushed me to do it, because he had a great feature. And so I did a mini release with He Is, and now we're a full magazine months later, which is awesome. So that's pretty much how it got started for both of them.
Well, how do you balance married life and the children and the magazine, because you continuously publishing, and it's both magazine. Did you hear my question?
Yeah, so it's I did. It's really crazy. Um I do is I try to make sure that I publish the magazines back to back. So like tomorrow I have He Is releasing, and then next day I'll have She Is releasing. That way I can work with the zine side by side, and just do it. So I find the time to make it happen. And I try to make sure that I'm able to provide that family time as well, because you never want to get too busy to where you can't um, give family their time that's needed. So I just do what I have to do, and then set a time away from that and focus on my family. It is hard because it's two magazines. It's just God and strength, and determination that keeps me going. So that's pretty much how I do it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? But it works out.
Why do you emphasize on women and men of color? Why did you choose that particular community? Did you hear the
I
question?
wanted to be able to give a voice in a sense to where I did. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, very well. Yeah, I
Hi,
can hear you
Benji.
very well. I can hear you very well. Go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to be able to give a voice to. Okay, okay. I want to be able to give a voice to the men and the women that are overlooked sometimes in our communities. They're celebrities in their own rights. I know that, we see celebrities on TV and everything, but I wanted to shine awareness and bring awareness to, you know, the other people that are doing just as well. They might not have a microphone in front of them, or in front of a camera all day, someone following their lives, but they're making moves and doing positive things within their community, been, positive business owners, leaders in their own right. So that was my main focus for the creation, which She Is and He Is.
How many women have you featured so far?
So
How
I
many?
was counting the other day because She Is now 6 years old. Yeah, so I was counting the other day. And as far as my main features, I have featured over 80 women, and I've only featured 7 gentlemen, because he is it, like I said, it just launched last year. So that was just as far as like my covers. I haven't counted my spotlights because my spotlights vary every month, and I just started that during the pandemic. But I do know, as far as covers are concerned, it has been almost 80 women.
How? What's next? What's next for Ciara Horton beside the magazines? Is there going to be more, not just the spotlights and then the continuous features of a featuring of different personalities? What's next?
Yeah, so what's next is, I hope to move more into the media, as far as like doing face to face interviews. I know we're in a pandemic and we have to be safe, but I hope, provide that space, to do face-to-face interviews as well. So I definitely hope to do that. I did just launch the hard copies of She Is this year, and I'm moving into doing the same thing for He Is. So for right now, that's pretty much what's next for both of them.
And you really do a great job. Where can they find the magazines?
Thank you so much, Benji.
Where can they find
So
the
you can
magazine?
definitely go to sheIsEmagazine.com. Sure, yeah, you can go to sheIsEmag.com. I have the She Is magazines available there where you could definitely subscribe. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, She Is E Magazine. And there's a link in my bio where you could subscribe there. As far as He Is, also that's He Is E Magazine on Instagram. You could click the link in the bio to the magazine as well, because I'm in the I'm in the middle of creating a new website for He Is. So that will be coming soon.
Well, we kind of went along with the technical difficulty, so we did the best that we could, Ciara. Thank you for your patience. Come back again and share a lot much more with us. And this time we know that
No, thank you so much, Benji.
the wireless will cover better. You know, every time I speak, there's a delay, so that's why it takes a little
Yes,
time.
thank you so much for your patience, Benji. I'm so sorry. Yes, it
Oh
is.
no,
It is. But I appreciate it, Benji. Thank you so much for being one of my beginning followers. You've been with me for a long time. So I
we have to
appreciate
support each
it.
other.
I appreciate the support because I'm so crazy about you and I just love how you support me. So hopefully we can do it again where it's much better. And
Certainly,
I thank you
certainly.
so much and I appreciate you opening up your platform to me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. We have to collaborate like that. Thank you so much. And we will do it next time. And we promise to the audience we'll do it better. Internet did not want to cooperate on your end, but we know we overcomes the obstacle. We had a different way of going through around the corners, and that's what we do on the Benji D corner. So there isn't an obstacle that we will not overcome. We have to master those corners, and we continue doing that. Thank you so much, Ciara. Have a wonderful night and hugs for the little ones. God bless. We had our next guest, Ciara Horton. I apologize for the technical difficulty she's having, but we did the best we could with what we have for you tonight, and we have to end our program. It's been great being with you. Thank you to each and every one of you. Continue sharing, 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 sharing. Click like and share. Continue to click like and share Benji D Corner. And also, you could go on our Facebook, Benji D Corner. You could also check us out on IG, Benji D Corner. And if you have any suggestion, any feedback, we welcome any feedback, constructive criticism. We like that because we like to improve and do better and better. And we want to thank our great team, Natasha with Let's Bus Talk, our strategist, and also Alan Daphnis, our producer of for Diaspora TV, and also WPBR 1340 AM, general manager, and also Trevor Lewis with Nectronics. Thank you, each and everyone, and our wonderful supporters, JD Technical Institute with Mr. D, Bookkeeping and Accounting, 561-376-0220, and also to all your tax purpose. You know, the dates are adding up. Get your tax done timely. Give a call to Mr. D at JD and Associate, 561-376-0220. If you have any legal issues, hello to the staff at Lobby Masnikoff and Associate, 561-598-7120. Beanie's Lemonade for your best lemonade with the Creole twist. Pick a bottle of Beanie's if you'd like some good cake with low calories, and you could still maintain the shape that I maintain, and you like cheesecake like myself. It's the Studio 450. They make the best. You pre-order and you get your sweet tooth at any time and without having to worry to have extra fat on the body. They make great cheesecake, rum cake. Go on the Instagram 450 Studio 450. Thank you, everyone. Crystal Event Hall for all your gathering. They set out the place anyhow you want it set out as you desire. Graduation, birthday party, funeral reception. You want to get a small conference done. You can call Crystal Event Hall for all your engagement, any party that you would like to have. They will really work with you. They get booked. They get booked quite often. So you want to get your date on their calendar. This way you don't have any issue in finding a spot. It's 561-577-7097, 561-577-7097. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you could you could email us at contactbenjid@gmail.com, or you could send us a message at 561-330-1021, 330-1021 if you'd like to get in contact with us. Thank you, each and every one of you. It's been a pleasure being with you. I'm humble. I thank you. Thank you. I couldn't thank you enough for your support. Without you watching, I would not exist. This would not be what it is. And without my whole team, I could not do what I do. Thank you for all the great support. Benji D. Corner signing off. So long, everyone. And I must thank my girls for being behind me, for making this possible. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Until next time, we give you. And next time, we have a powerhouse city commissioner, Political Calm, the founder, will be with us. JJ had made this phone call when she left, and we had the opportunity. She finally accepted the invitation, and she will be with us, and we're going to have a great talk that's going to be beyond politics. So we're not going to talk much about politics next week with the commissioner. She's going to share a lot more that you've never heard before on this platform, Benji D. Corner. Thank you, everyone. It's a great month of celebrating women that have contributed, women that have done great in the society for their achievement. And we thank and salute each and every woman who's doing superb and wonderful job. And we have to say a great salute to this powerhouse woman, iconic woman in Haiti, Daniela Jacques, who has this great newspaper magazine that she does, Dauphin News. She featured thousands and thousands and thousands. And also she has her show on the Haitian television in Haiti. And this is a woman who really gathered all the businesswomen and making economic growth in our beautiful land of Haiti and really keeping women in power. I must say, very empowered. A big shout out to her and for the great job that she's doing. And we think about her as we are celebrating in the U.S. the Women History Month. Thank you, everyone. Benji signing off. Until next time, Benji D. Thank you. And thank you, Mommy, for the great tea. Handler Ben, Jojo. Everyone, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure being with you. Mwah. So long, everyone.